everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to send emails for monthly subscription reminders from Google Sheets. So I am an owner of a gym and I manage all the members' data, the record of like the name, email, phone number, the subscription that they have selected, the start date, renewal date, the status of the payment in my Google Sheets, and I keep a record of them. I want that as soon as the renewal date of any of the gym members in my gym is going to approach soon and the subscription that they have selected is going to expire, I want to send all those members the email reminders telling them your subscription is going to expire soon, so please do renew it. Now, doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to send email for monthly subscription reminders from Google Sheets. As an owner of a business, I have a gym and I maintain the members' data in my Google Sheets. I want that as soon as the renewal date of any of the members in my gym is going to approach and the payment status of that member comes as due, I want to send that member a reminder on their Gmail account as an email when the renewal date is approaching soon to all my clients. Now, sending reminders manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. After that, you can see Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Send Emails for Monthly Subscription Reminders from Google Sheets. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which we are going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. And then I'm going to click on this create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Send Emails for Monthly Subscription Reminders from Google Sheets. And over here, you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. What is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps, two most important concepts of our automation process, because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And I am going to select my trigger application over here as Schedule by Pabbly. With the help of this amazing feature by Pabbly Connect Schedule, we can schedule this workflow according to our requirement. I want that as soon as a subscription, the renewal date of any of the members whose data I've recorded in the spreadsheet, renewal dates come nearby, I want to send that member an email reminder on their Gmail account. For doing that, I have to check this spreadsheet every single day because the renewal date for every single member can differ, okay? I want to send the emails to all the members whose renewal date is coming closer, an email reminder. So in order to do that, I have to schedule this workflow daily at a particular time, okay? So that is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as Schedule by Pabbly. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as Schedule Workflow, as I want to schedule this workflow on daily basis. Over it says how often do you want to run your workflow? I want to run this workflow every single day. So from the drop down, I'm going to select over here every day. Now for the time, I'm going to select the time over here as 10:30. Every day at 10:30 in the morning, I want this workflow should run and should check whether whose renewal date is coming soon in the spreadsheet right over here, okay? I have scheduled this workflow, I've entered the details, and then I'm going to click on this save button. You can see as we have done that, it says how do you often want to run this workflow, comes as every day. The time in a UTC time zone format comes here, and for the local time as Asia Kolkata time zone comes as 10:30. So now this workflow is going to run every single day as we have scheduled it at 10:30 a.m. Okay, so now as we've scheduled this workflow every single day, now what I want is I want to check whether the renewal date of any of the members whose record I've created in this spreadsheet is coming soon or not. And according to the payment status of that member, I am going to check the renewal date is coming. If the payment status is paid, I don't want to send them reminders. But if the payment status over here is due of the member, I want to send that member a reminder. Now, in order to do that, we have to first get the details of each and every member whose record we have created in this spreadsheet and whose payment status over here is due. I want to get the detail of all those members. Now, in order to have the details, what we are going to do is we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. As I've created a record of all the members in my Google Sheets, and I want to send the members the payment reminders whose payment status is due right now on their Gmail account. So that is why over here I'm going to select my action application as Google Sheets, as I've created a record of my members' details in Google Sheets. And for the action event, as I want to get the details of all those members whose payment status is due in this payment status field right over here. So for the action event over here, we are going to select it as lookup spreadsheet V2. As with the help of this amazing action event, what is going to happen, it is going to look up to the payment status of each and every member whose record I've created in this spreadsheet, and whosever's payment status is due in this row right over here. With the help of this amazing event, we are going to have the data of all those members. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, you have to click on sign in with Google. A new window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As the save process in my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing over here, it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. So I've created a spreadsheet over here in the name of membership details. So for the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select the same spreadsheet that is in the name of membership details. You need to select the spreadsheet over here of which you want to get the data of. Okay. After selecting the spreadsheet, it is asking for us to select a sheet. So for the sheet, I've created a single sheet in the name of sheet 1. You can see right over here. So for the sheet over here, I'm going to select it as sheet 1. After that, it is asking for the lookup value. Enter the value to be searched in the column here. I want to look up to the value of the due payment status in this row right over here. I want that any of the people, any of the member status which comes as due in this spreadsheet right over here, I want to send only those members reminders. So what I'm going to do is, for that, I'm going to search for the payment status value as due. So whomsoever members payment status comes as due is going to be captured over here. So for the lookup value, I'm going to look up to the value of due status right over here. Okay, so I'm going to look up for due. After that, it is asking for lookup columns. To which column we want to search this value, the value that we are looking for. In which column are we looking for it? So I'm looking for in the column H. You can see right over here as I've recorded the payment status in this column. So over here for the column, I'm going to search for H. Okay. Then it is asking for end column of the data. I want that for the end column of the data, I want the value till the column H right over here. So the end column data also, I'm going to write it as H. Okay. After that, it is asking for lookup as date. Are we looking to the value which is a date or not? I'm not looking for the date, as I'm looking for the payment status. It is not date, so I'm going to select over here as no. It is asking for use sheet headers as a key in response. I'm going to select it as yes. And for the sort rows, I'm going to select it from top right over here. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, you can see over here we've received a response. Okay, in the response you're going to see all the members whose payment status is due. You can see right away has been in this record. We have found 7 responses. You can see right over here whose payment status is due. Okay, in the response we have received the name of the members. You can see right over here, and the response that we have received right over here is a simple response. I don't want the simple response. I want the advanced response. In order to do that, I'm going to toggle toggle the simple response button from here. I'm going to toggle it. And then I'm going to click on the save and send test request button again. And as I'm going to do that, we have received the advanced format of this response right over here, in which we have received all the members' details whose status of the payment is due. You can see right away we've received the payment status as due. We have received all the 7 members' details whose record we have created in the spreadsheet whose payment status is due. So now as we have the advanced response, you can see right over here, I want one by one all the members details. I want to process this array format that we have received in this advanced format. So in order to process the array format, we're going to add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application, we are going to use amazing feature by Pabbly Connect, that is iterator by Pabbly. With the help of this amazing feature, we can process the arrays. So for the action event, I'm going to select as process arrays, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. As we're going to do that, it is going to detect the response automatically. After that, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've done that, you can see right away we received the response of a single member whose record we have created in the spreadsheet and whose payment status is due right now. Okay, so as we have received a single member's response whose payment status is due, we have received the response in this manner so that we can further use the response right over here. Over here in the important note, it says the response includes the first expected data as a value, which can be mapped in further steps. At the time of workflow execution, it will process all the values one by one. So in the response in our previous step, we have received the advanced format. Okay, in the advanced format, we have received the response of 7 different members whose record is created in the spreadsheet whose payment status is due. Okay, and we want to process and we want to send reminders to each and every members whose response we have captured over here. Okay, in order to send all the members reminders, we have to process all the members one by one. Okay, as this workflow is going to be executed in real time, it is going to send the reminders to each and every member one by one. Okay, so that is why we process the arrays right away, and we have got the response of a single member. So this is the response. The row index comes as 2 for the first name as test, last name as user, email as testuser@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number, membership duration as 30 days, start date, renewal date, and the payment status as due. Okay, you can check this is the first member's details that we have in this response right over here. I want that according to the renewal date of a member, I want to send the reminders. Okay, so now the payment status of that member, we have got all the members whose payment status is due. Okay, now as we have got the response, I want that to that members whose renewal dates are coming very close, I want to send all those members reminders. Okay, I have taken the date span, the time span of 7 days. So now let's suppose someone's subscription is going to expire within 7 days. I want to send them the reminder that your subscription is going to expire under 7 days duration, within 7 days or equal to 7 days. I want to send all those members the reminders whose subscription plan is going to expire within or equal to 7 days. Okay, so now in order to tally the renewal date to the current date, we have to first have the response of the current date in this workflow. Okay, so for having the data of the current date, we are going to select our action application over here as date time formatter by Pabbly. With the help of this amazing feature by Pabbly Connect, we can have the data of the current date. Okay, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as current date, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. Now we are going to have the current date in the same format date that we have entered all the renewal dates in this spreadsheet. So I'm going to select the same format, that the format is over here. This is dd-mm-yyyy. So I'm going to select this format, and then I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we have received the current date, that is 19th of October 2024. Okay, so this is the result. Okay, now as we have the current date, what I want is I want to compare this renewal date to the current date. Okay, and after comparing, we are going to check whether what is the difference between both of the dates, the current date and the renewal date. Okay, so now let's do that. In order to do that, I'm going to add another action step to this workflow, and for the action application, I'm going to again select it as date/time formatter by Pabbly. And now to compare the current date with the renewal date, we're going to select our action event over here as date duration calculator, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. So for the from format, as the format that we have selected is this format, so I'm going to select the from format over here. After selecting the from format, it is asking for the date 1 and the date 2. two dates that we want to compare to each other. Now the date that we are going to enter should be in a similar format. That is why I've selected the current date in the same format that we have entered our renewal date in. Okay. So now what I want is I want to compare two dates to each other. Now for the data of both of these dates, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see these are the previous step of this workflow. And over here for the date one, I want the data of the current date. So in this response data and formatter Pabbly current date, if I'm going to click on it, you can see we have received the response of the current date result right over here. For the date one, I want the current date. So from my previous response, I'm going to select the data of the current date. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, it is asking for the date 2. I want the date 2 to be the renewal date, as I want to compare the current date with the renewal date. So for the date 2, I'm going to map the data of the renewal date that I've received in my iterator step. This is the renewal date. So I'm going to map the data of the renewal date. Now we're going to compare both of these dates. For that, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. As I'm going to do that, we have received a response. The success status comes over here in the response. For the result, year comes as 0, as there is no difference in the year right over here. For the months, there is no difference. For the days over here comes the difference as 3 days. Okay, as the difference between 19th of October and 22nd of October is 3 days difference. That's why we have received the result of the days over here as 3. For the hours, minutes, seconds and milliseconds, there is no comparison. So we have received the result over here as 0. My objective is that whenever the result date is going to be equal to 7 or less than 7, then I want to send the reminders to all the members as their renewal date is coming nearby. Okay, so now in order to add this condition of only sending reminders to the members whose renewal date is coming really soon within the time span of 7 days, that means when the result date is going to be equal to 7 or less than 7, then only I want to send the reminders. So now in order to add that condition, I'm going to add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application, I'm going to select it as Filter by Pabbly. I am selecting my action application as Filter by Pabbly because after this step right over here, I have to add a condition of only sending reminders to those members whose renewal date is going to come really soon. So I want to send those members only the reminders. Okay, that is why I've added the filter. And for the action event, I'm going to select the filter values. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. Now let us set up the filter. I want that over here in this response, if I'm going to click right over here, whenever the years is 0, month is 0, but the days over here is equal to or less than 7, then this workflow should execute. Further reminders should be forwarded. So now let us set up the filter. For the label over here, I'm going to select the label of years. When the years result is going to be equal to 0, then this workflow should be executed. I'm going to add another condition right over here, and condition. Next, after I want that over here, when the months also is equal to 0. Okay, and I'm going to add another condition over here, and with that I want that when the result days is going to be equal to 7. Okay, when the result days is going to be equal to 7, then this workflow should be executed. Okay, I have added this filter right over here. Now with that, I also want that not just only equal to 7 but also less than 7. This workflow should be executed after that. So I'm going to add another conditions. For that, I'm going to add OR condition. So now let us set up our OR condition. Over here, we are going to again select our select label over here as result years equal to 0. For the result over here, months also, I'm going to select it as equal to 0. And for another condition, what I want is, I want that when the days over here, the result days is going to be less than 7 as well. Equal to 7. Plus, with that less than 7, I want to send the email reminders to that gym member. Okay, so I've added this filter. Now I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. As I'm going to do that, the status comes over here as success and the message comes as true. Why is the message and status coming as true? Because over here you can see in the response of the result is it's 3, which is less than 7. That is why over here the status comes as success and condition comes as true over here. Okay.
As the days over here is 3, which is less than 7, so what we are going to do is we are going to send that member a reminder, an email reminder. So in order to do that, we are going to add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application, I'm going to select it as Gmail. So I'm going to select my action application over here as Gmail. And for the action event over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as send email v1. As now we're going to send the email reminders, we are going to select our action event as send email v1. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with Gmail. As I've done that, you can see a window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this continue button. As the process my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this continue button right over here. As I've done that, we can see that we successfully authorized Gmail to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for the email address on which we want to send the email reminders to. So I want to send the email reminders to my members whose data I've created a record in my Google Sheets. So what we are going to do is for the recipient email address, I'm going to map the data of the email address that I've received in my iterator by Pabbly step. Okay. After that, it is asking for the CC and the BCC. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. Next, it is asking for the sender's name by whom this email is going to be forwarded. For the sender's name over here, I'm going to write it as. So this is the sender's name, Team Fit Fusion Hub. Okay, so this is the sender's name right over here. After that, it is asking for the email subject, the subject of the email that we're going to send as a reminder. So for the subject of the email, I'm going to write it as. So this is the subject of the email, that is your gym membership renewal is coming up. Okay, so this is the subject that I want. Okay. After that, it is asking for the reply to. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. And next, it is asking for the email content type. The email content type, I'm going to write the email content in plain, so I'm going to select it as plain. After that, it is asking for the email content, the main body of the email that we are going to send to our members. So for the email content over here, I'm going to write it as. So this is the email content that I want to write. Hello. Next to hello, it is asking for the member's name. So I'm going to map the data of the member's name that I've received right over here. First name space the last name. We hope you're enjoying your fitness journey with us. Just a friendly reminder that your gym membership is set to renew on. So with the renew date, I'm going to map the date of the renew date I've received right over here. We want to make sure you stay on track with your goals and continue to benefit from all our gym has to offer. If you have any questions or need help in your renewal, feel free to reach out. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Best regards, Team Fit Fusion Hub. So this is the email content that I want to send as an email to my members, okay, whose renewal date is coming soon. After that, it is asking for the file name and the attachment. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part, and then I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button. As I'm going to do that, over here I've received a response, and over here for the result status comes as sent. This is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Gmail account and I'm going to check whether a reminder has been forwarded to me or not. For that, I'm going to open my Gmail account. And yes, you can see over here in my Gmail account, I have received an email of your gym membership renewal is coming up. Team Fit Fusion Hub. Hello test user. This was the name of the members whose renewal date is coming soon. With the renewal date, you can see right away that is 22nd 10/2024, which is 3 days after the current date that we have today. Okay. So as we have received the email reminder, this means that we successfully created an automation between all of these applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a gym and I manage the members data, the memberships data and the subscriptions data with the help of Google Sheets. Okay. I want that as soon as the renewal date of any of the members whose record I've created in my spreadsheet is approaching very soon, I want to send all those members the email reminders. And for that, what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect for sending email reminders, monthly subscription email reminders from Google Sheets. Okay, and for that I've created this amazing automation. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.